Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you all are taking a good care of yourself. So let us start today's lecture. This is class 10th, subject mathematics, chapter number 4, quadratic equations, lecture number 3, and the content I am going to cover from NCERT. Children, in my previous lecture, that was lecture number 2, I made you understand how to derive the quadratic formula using completing the perfect square method. So let us give a quick recall to the same concept, derivation of quadratic formula. For that, children, you require generalized form of a quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. What would be the first step? That make the numerical coefficient of x square as 1. So for that I have divided the complete equation as a. So I have got x square plus b upon ax plus c upon a is equal to 0. The next step was that you have to take the constant term on right hand side. So we will get x square plus b upon ax is equal to minus c upon a. And the third step was add the square of half of the numerical coefficient of x on both the sides. Fine, this is b upon a, this is the numerical coefficient of x. I made its half, so I got b upon 2a and its whole square was added on the side, on both the sides. So after simplifying the complete expression, children, I just reached on the quadratic formula. Fine, you know very well, when I added b plus b upon 2a whole square on left hand side, then I got the complete whole square on left hand side, right children? So what did I get after simplifying? Ultimately I reached on the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus whole root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Correct children? So children, the topics which I am going to cover in lecture number 3, they are: number 1, recall of finding roots using quadratic formula. Number 2, concept of simplifying the equations and then finding roots by quadratic formula. And of course, number 3 is word problems of quadratic equations. Fine children? So children, how to find the roots using quadratic formula? For that I have taken one more example, that is question number 2D from exercise 4.3. The question is, find the roots of the quadratic equation by applying quadratic formula. Fine. So let us start it. The statement is 2x square plus x plus 4 is equal to 0. For applying quadratic formula, children, you know very well that you must be knowing the values of a, b and c. So that's why I am going to compare this given quadratic equation by its generalized form. That is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So I got a is equal to 2, b is equal to 1 and c is equal to 4. So what is quadratic formula? X is equal to minus b plus minus whole under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So which is equal to minus 1 plus minus whole under root. What is b? b is 1. So 1 square will give you 1 only. Minus 4 into, what is a? a is 2. What is c? c is again 4 upon 2a. What is a? That is 2. So I have got this as the complete expression, that is minus 1 plus minus whole under root 1 minus 4 into 2 into 4 upon 2 into 2. Correct children? Now after simplifying that expression, I have got x is equal to minus 1 plus minus whole under root 1 minus 32. Correct? So I have got minus 1 plus minus whole under root minus 31, because plus 1 minus 32 will give you minus 31. Children, always remember one thing: whenever there is negative value in under root, it means that particular value can never produce real roots. It will always produce imaginary roots. Fine. Let me give you a small concept. Let me explain you a small concept which you will be learning in class 11th. See, this is the symbol I. I, what is its full name? That is iota. Iota is equal to under root minus 1. If I am going to do the squaring on both sides, then children, I will be getting iota square is equal to minus 1. Fine. This is basically concept which you will be learning in class 11th. Only a small description of this concept I am going to give you, that whenever you will be having negative sign in under root, fine, or the negative value, or I can say the negative integer in under root, then that particular value can never ever produce real roots. It will always produce imaginary roots. Correct, children? So here real roots of the quadratic equation do not exist. But in class 10th we will be learning about real roots only. Fine. In fact, what kind of roots will exist? Of course, imaginary roots will exist. What was the question? That if real roots are going to be exist, then you have to just tell what will be the values of x. Means you have to just tell the solution of the quadratic equation. But here through this we came to know that the real roots are not going to be exist. So imaginary roots are existing. It means what would be the answer of x? Means we cannot solve this equation to come to know about the real roots. Correct, children? Okay. Now I am switching to the next topic. What is there in next topic? That you have to simplify the given equation, and after that you have to solve it using quadratic formula. So for that I have taken question number 3 of exercise 4.3. Find the roots of the given equation, that is 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x minus 7 is equal to 11 upon 30. Where x can never be equal to minus 4 and x can never be equal to 7. Why these are there? See, suppose if here I am going to put x is equal to, if I am going to consider that x is equal to minus 4. So minus 4 plus 4 will become 0, and 1 upon 0 is not defined, you know very well. Fine. So the value of x can never ever be, for such kind of equation, can never ever be minus 4 and 7. The same strategy is applied for 7 as well. If I write down here 7, 7 minus 7 will give you 0. So 1 upon 0 is again, that is meaningless, not defined. Correct, children? So let us simplify this equation first. 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x minus 7 is equal to 11 upon 30. First of all, I am going to take LCM. X plus 4 into x minus 7 will be the LCM. X plus 4 is cancelled with x plus 4. I have got x minus 7, right? Minus of x plus 4. Opening this bracket, so minus will enter inside the bracket. It would become x minus 7 minus x minus 4 upon x plus 4 into x minus 7 is equal to 11 upon 30. This plus x and minus x are going to be cancelled. So children, I have got minus 11 upon. Now I am going to multiply both of these expressions. So x into x will become x square. This would become minus 7x plus 4x and minus 28 is equal to 11 upon 30. So children, see, this 11 and 11 both are going to be cancelled. Fine. So what I have got minus 1 upon x square. After simplifying them, I have got, so children, after simplifying, I have got minus 1 upon x square minus 3x minus 28 is equal to 1 upon 30. Now while cross multiplying, I have got minus 30 is equal to x square minus 3x minus 28. So while simplifying this equation, children, I have got, now compare this equation which I have got after simplifying with the generalized form, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So children, I have got a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3 and c is equal to 2. What I have to apply? I have to apply quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus whole under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Substitute these values over here. This is minus b. So minus of minus 3 will become plus 3 plus minus b square, that is 9 minus 4 into a. What is a? A is 1 into c. C is 2. So children, I have got 3 plus minus 9 minus 8 upon 2. So this is 3 plus minus 9 minus 8 is 1. 1 square is 1. So I have got 3 plus minus 1 upon 2. First, at the numerator I have to take 3 plus 1 and another I have to take 3 minus 1 so that I can get two roots of the equation. So I have got x is equal to 3 plus 1 upon 2 and another one 3 minus 1 upon 2. That is 4 upon 2 and 2 upon 2. So what are the roots of the equation? That is 2 and 1. Correct, children? Now let us switch to the next topic, that is word problems. I am going to take 7th question because this question I found a little tough for you. Rest are very simple. Fine. Those 3 questions will be given to do at home. So the question number 7th is, so children, question number 7 is, the difference of the squares of two numbers is 180. The square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Find the numbers. So the difference of the square of two number is 180. Fine. The square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. So let us start doing its solution. So solution number 7 is, let the required numbers be x and y, where children I have considered that x is greater than y. Fine. Now according to question, the difference of the squares of two number is 180. Here I have taken x as the greater number than y. Fine. So because the difference of the square of both the number is a positive value, so definitely I have to write that x square minus y square is equal to 180. Because the square of the bigger value minus the square of the smaller value, that has been given as 180. Correct, children? Now what else is given in the question? That the square of the smaller number. What is smaller number? Y. Its square is 8 times the larger number, that is 8 into x. So this I have considered as equation number 1 and another I have considered as equation number 2. Put the value of y square from equation number 2 in equation number 1. So after putting the value, we have got x square minus 8x, because here at place of y square, children, I am going to put 8x. So I will be getting x square minus 8x is equal to 180. When this 180 is coming on left hand side, so I have got x square minus 8x minus 180 is equal to 0. Now it depends on you. Either you want to solve this quadratic equation by completing the perfect square method, or by quadratic formula, or of course the most popular method, that is factorization method. It depends on you. So children, I am going to adopt factorization method. The sum I want as minus 8 and the product I want as minus 180. So I am going to split the middle term in such a way so that the sum should be minus 8 and the product should be minus 180. So after splitting the middle term, I have got, children, x square minus 18x plus 10x. Look, minus 18 plus 10 will give you minus 8 and the product of minus 18 and 10 will give you minus 180. Correct? Now from first these two terms, I am going to take x as common. So inside the bracket, I have got x minus 18. From last two terms, I am going to take plus 10 as common. So I have got x minus 18 is equal to 0. This is x minus 18. This is also x minus 18, will be written once only. So I have got x plus 10 as the another factor is equal to 0. When the product of two expressions is 0, then what can we say? That either one expression is 0 or the other expression is 0 or both are 0. Correct? So through this, I have got x is equal to 18 as well as x is equal to minus 10. See children, as I have got two values of x, then on the basis of these two values, definitely I am going to get two values of y. So in this way, the quadratic equation must be having 4 values. But we know that in quadratic equation, the roots are 2 only. Fine. So it means either of the two values will be rejected. So let us check which value will be accepted and which one will be rejected. Suppose children, if I have taken x is equal to 18, then I know that y square is equal to 8x. So at place of x, I am going to put 18. It would become 8 into 18. That is equal to 144. So what would be the value of y? Y is equal to plus minus whole root 144. This is a perfect square. Fine. What is its square root? That is 12. So y is equal to plus minus 12. Correct, children? So now children, suppose if I am going to take the another value of x, that is x is equal to minus 10. Then what is y square? Y square is 8x. So 8 into at place of 10, at place of x I am going to write minus 10. It would become minus 80. Please see this expression or the equation very carefully. This equation can never ever be possible, means it can never give us the value of y, because the square of any number, can never give the negative result, correct? Which is not possible, as the square of a number can never ever be negative. So what are the required numbers? Hence the required numbers are 18 and 12 or 18 and minus 12. Why? Because when I put x is equal to 18, then I go to two values of y. Either I can take plus 12 or I can take minus 12. Correct, children? So what are the roots of the quadratic equation? 18 and 12 or 18 and minus 12. Now children, let us switch to next word problem. The statement is a train travels 360 km at a uniform speed. So how much is the distance covered by the train? That is 360 km. If the speed had been 5 km per hour more, means if the train of the speed is going to be increased by 5 km per hour, then it would have taken 1 hour less. Of course, if the speed is going to be increased, definitely the time will be reduced for the same journey. Find the speed of the train. The same type, children, we have learnt in our previous chapter also, when we were learning about a pair of linear equation in two variable. But here we have to deal with one variable only. So let us see how will we solve this question. Let the speed of the train is equal to x km per hour. Whatever we have to find out, the same we are going to assume. Correct? So what is the total distance covered by the train? That is 360 km. Children, you know very well that time is equal to distance upon speed. So in case number 1, when the speed of the train was x km per hour and the total distance is 360 km, then the time taken by train is equal to 360 upon x hours. This is time. Look, distance upon speed. Fine. Now let us discuss about case number 2. If the speed is increased by 5 km per hour, then the new speed of the train is x plus 5 km per hour. Of course, speed is going to be increased. So what would be the speed now in case 2? That is x plus 5 km per hour. Let us discuss about the time in case 2. Time taken by train is equal to, that is distance upon speed. Now the speed has been increased by 5 km per hour. So it would be 360 upon x plus 5 hours. Now children, according to question, what is said? As the speed was going to be increased by 5 km per hour, then 1 hour less was taken by the train to complete its journey. Fine. So this is the time in case 1 when the speed was a usual speed, that was x km per hour. This is that time when the speed was increased by 5 km per hour. Fine. So this time is 1 hour less than the time which was used by the train in case 1. Fine. So when this is less, so definitely 1 hour will be added in it to make both the expressions equal. Correct, children? So here I have added plus 1, or suppose if you do not want to add 1 in it, then you can subtract 1 from this time also. Correct? Okay. Now I have brought 360 upon x plus y on left hand side. So children, I have got 360 upon x minus 360 upon x plus 5 is equal to 1. While taking 360 as common, I am going to take LCM of left of the expression. Left expression, that is x into x plus 5 will be the LCM. X and x are going to be cancelled. So here I have got x plus 5 with minus sign. Now they are going to be cancelled. I have got x only. 360 is outside. Fine. Plus x and minus x are going to be cancelled. Now while cross multiplying, children, I have got 360 into 5 here on left hand side. When I cross multiply x into x plus 5 by 1, so children, I have got x square plus 5x. This is just the multiplication of these two expressions. But when I multiply it by 1, so I have got the same. Correct? Now what is the required quadratic equation? That is x square plus 5x minus 1800 is equal to 0, because the product of 360 and 5 will be 1800. Correct, children? So now I am going to adopt a factorization method to come to know about the roots of this quadratic equation. So the quadratic equation is x square plus 5x minus 1800 is equal to 0. I want sum as 5 and the product as minus 1800. So how I am going to split the middle term? It would be x square plus 45x minus 40x minus 1800. Just check. Plus 45 minus 40 will give you plus 5. And plus 45 into minus 40 will give you minus 1800. Now from first two terms I am going to take x as common. Inside the bracket I will get x plus 45. From here children I am going to take minus 40 as common. So I will be getting x plus 45 inside this bracket as well is equal to 0. So x plus 45 is common. So I am going to take it as a common, that is x plus 45. And here what is left in the next expression, that is x minus 40 is equal to 0. Now equating both the expression as equal to 0. So through here I have got x is equal to minus 45 and here I have got x is equal to 40. Fine. Now children, just see what was considered as x. X was considered as the speed of the train. And you know that the speed of the train can never ever be negative. So definitely x is equal to minus 40 will be the rejected value. Reason? Because the speed can never be negative. Correct? So what is the usual speed of the train? That is 40 km per hour. Correct children? So that's it for the day. Now children, please note down your mathematics homework. Your maths homework is you have to do questions. First question E part of exercise 4.2. Question number 2 AC, question number 3rd A, 4, 5 and 6. These are very simple statement sum. When you will read them, you will really come to know that you are capable to form the quadratic equation very easily. Of exercise 4.3 along with the classwork questions in homework notebook. Clear children? Now children, in previous homework I gave you very simple questions. They were just based on whether you have to just check whether the given equation is quadratic equation or not, and you have to find out the roots using factorization method and completing the perfect square method. So I did not find even a single part which you were not able to solve. Fine. So I am not going to take even a single question. Fine. Hope you were able to solve all the questions, because the toughest one were taken by me in my previous lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.